Are you wondering where I was yesterday? Well, you probably shouldn't have, because I told you on many occasions, if I go 2 for 3, I'm right here with you. If I go 3 for 3, where am I? That's right, outside the Bellagio pool. But if I go 7 for 7, yeah, I'm doing some things that are not suitable to talk about here on YouTube with the ever-changing guidelines. You know, maybe you can say it last week, but not next week. So we'll just keep that between me and the streets of New York. I hope you guys had as good of a weekend as me. We went 7 for 7. Not the heroes, though. You saw what they had to do. They had to take the Rangers, and they had to take the over. Well, I got news for you. You're not a hero. You didn't even stick around long enough to see yourself become the villain. You were just an extra. You were one of the extras in the Dark Knight. Then they show when the Scarecrow gasses the whole city. That's who you were, not the rest of us. And because there are no games, we can go over some of these bets, talk about your wins. You know, you can be one of those people who is always on to the next one, but once in a while, when you have a couple days in between games, you know, look back, reminisce about the good times, like Al Bundy would.
I played high school football.
We'll start with our favorite bet, which was the under. I had that whole board of scores, and tell me that this last score isn't going to fit right on that board. Another 2-1, just like in the Toronto series. And we had the Lightning in 60, because all those closeout games that I had showed you, they ended in 60. This one ended in 60, got a little hairy at the end, but notice the puck line did not hit. All you puck liners, I was weary of that because of how many Canadians closeout game 1-0 with the Islanders, closeout game 1-0 with the Leafs, closeout game 2-1, another 1-goal closeout game. So, you know, keep that in the back of your head if there is another one upcoming in this series. Then we hit the exotic bets. We hit those 1-game parlays. Like, these weren't easy bets to hit. These aren't like plus 150. One was plus 230, one was plus 280. We had the Lightning scoring first. We're in a game, an elimination game. I was very confident they were going to be able to do that. And then we held the Rangers to under 1.5 goals in that 1-game parlay. And why did we go under 1.5 rather than a half? Because of the tinfoil hat. Because I didn't like that DraftKings was advertising the shutout. So I was way more comfortable taking the under 1.5 on the Rangers, and that hit. And on that same game parlay, it was included in it, that hit. And then the Lightning scored last, that hit. And then the player props, we had Chris Kreider not registering a point. He didn't. Ryan Strome, we didn't even have to check that bet. As soon as we hit enter, we knew he wasn't going to score a point. And it was a fantastic night. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm hoping that along the way here, I have earned some of your guys' respect. Kind of like a Zamboni, how it goes around the rink. I feel like I earned concentric circles of your respect, and now the whole ice is almost covered. You guys sent me a bunch of kind messages showing me some of your winning tickets, and I know I rib with you here, but I really am hoping that you guys win your tickets. It's just kind of the way I grew up. Like, me and my friends, we rip on each other. Nothing's ever good. Nobody gets complimented. I can cure cancer. If I cured cancer, they'd say, well, what kind of cancer? Which one? Oh, that's nothing. No, call me when you cure pancreatic cancer. Other than that, I don't want to hear about it. That's just the way I grew up. But I am hoping that you guys won. I saw some of you cash that 4 straight from the Lightning when they went down 0-2. So it's just great to know that you guys had faith in me, and it was rewarded. And it's been rewarded most of these playoffs. I'm going to look to continue it into the Stanley Cup Finals. We got 1 round left, and 1 round left for you to use that BetMGM promo code where you just bet $10 on either team to win a game. And if either team scores a goal, then you'll be credited with $200 by BetMGM. There are some geographical, limitations. You got to be in the U.S. You got to be in one of the states that allows gambling, not named New York, apparently. We have a couple days until the Stanley Cup Finals start. So what I want to do, you guys know who my Stanley Cup pick is. I've been unwavering in my conviction this whole time, whether the Lightning were down 3-2 to the Leafs or down 2-0 to the Rangers. I knew about their resolve. Why? Because I'm not one of these people who's just going to fall for Twitter headlines. And that's just a piece of advice. I don't care if you want to listen to it. The worst thing you could ever do in life and in sports and sports betting is just be a prisoner of the moment. It's the worst thing you can do because, you can just fall victim to watching all the shows, listening to Chelios and Messier, and then reading all the articles that people just have to fill their quotas with.
Come on.
They cement these narratives. You watch Edmonton beat Calgary, they're world beaters. It's going to be this great series against Colorado. Every game's going to be 9-6, or they're just going to get swept. Kind of like I told you. Because you kind of got to throw out sometimes what you just saw, and you have to have faith in what you know to be true and not be a prisoner of, not have that recency bias. It's just a little bit of that's how I can foresee these things coming, all you need is one good period against a team with momentum, and then all of a sudden it will build and things can change in a heartbeat. That's how I was able to sniff out Tampa this time and Vegas last year. But what I want to ask you, and you could leave this in the comments, and I will address it tomorrow when I have my game 1 picks for maybe totals and who's going to win, and then on Wednesday I'll go over some player props and individual items. But tell me why you believe, if you're going to be a hero and bet against Tampa, my Stanley Cup pick from the beginning, I want you to tell me why they're going to lose. Why is Tampa Bay going to lose this series, and why would it be a dumb bet for me to take Tampa to win the Stanley Cup at plus money? And I'm open. I'm all ears. Don't you love that when people say no, I'm open to changing my opinion? No, you're not. No, you're not. Like your friend who calls you for advice about when they're going through a breakup, and they're like, oh no, what should I do? And you really expend a lot of energy, and then they end up just doing what they were going to do anyway. All of your words meant a grand total of nothing. And that's another piece of advice I'll give for you is don't give people advice because they're not going to take it. In life, that is. No, really, it's exhausting. I always I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a rant. I like to rant now and then. But I hate when you give people advice, especially when you exert a lot of energy. We all have so much energy throughout the course of a day, kind of like a Mega Man energy bar. And if I've wasted 40% of it giving you all this advice, and then you just disregard it, well, now I'm de-incentivized to ever give you advice again.
What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell am I talking about? Tell me why you think that Tampa won't win this series. Why is Colorado going to beat them? And then I will either rebut your points tomorrow before I make my picks, or I will agree with them and potentially change my mind. If you're wondering who that man is right behind me, his name is Jack Klompus. You've probably seen him. You've probably heard of him from Seinfeld. And the reason he's up there is because that's where he asked Jerry to do him a personal favor. Do me a personal favor!
I'm not.
I have a personal favor to ask of you guys. There's only one round of the Stanley Cup playoffs left. Now, I know you probably think I'm just winning bets left and right all year long in the basement of the MGM, but that's not the case. I'm actually a performer. I do comedy, and I do some acting, and I would really appreciate it if you can do me a favor.
Do me a personal favor.
And follow my social media accounts on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever it is that you have an account. Even if you're one of those lookers but not likers, like all my friends, they're on social media. They haven't liked a thing in 10 years, but they're on there every day somehow. So even if that's you, if you could follow my accounts, it's the same name, Andy Francess at all of them. I'd really appreciate it as I put out stuff. Maybe share it with some friends who might like it, because it's something that I've worked very hard at, and I'm continuing trying to build. So if you can do that, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy who's like, and if you do that, I'll give you a real good pick, a free pick, a deep down in the bunkers pick. But if you do, I don't know. I will concoct an extra pick. I'm not going to withhold any good picks. I'm obviously always going to tell you guys what I truly think is the best play, but maybe I'll sniff out a little something extra for you. If you can do me that favor, do me the Jack Klompus personal favor, and follow me on social media and help spread some of my stuff.
Thanks again, Jack.
But anyway, it was nice talking to you guys. I'll be back with you tomorrow for I got some fantastic series props along with game 1 picks. But first I want to see what you have to say. Maybe you can get me off. But I got some good ones, and I've never clickbaited you like that before. I've always said, this is a tough one, and I will just give you the quick heads up. You know, early in the series, that's always when I'm most likely to make mistakes. A lot of feel-out process. By the end of these series, you've seen how I go. I usually nail the flow of the series, other than that one Carolina game. The one Carolina game is probably my biggest mistake of the playoffs, but it's been mostly smooth sailing, and we will look to continue that tomorrow and into the Stanley Cup Finals. I will see you then. Take it easy. Have a good one.